We all feel that something must change in the world if we are to live in peace with each other and with the planet. We feel the need for change, we want it, and we long to make it happen. Today, the Golden Rosy Cross would like to share with you the key to truly changing the world. The key that will really make a difference. Of course, in many places around the world, we do see dramatic changes occurring. Sometimes they are for the better, even revolutionary. But almost invariably, the relief is not lasting, and before long, unrest and dissatisfaction rise again, bringing with them all the pain and turmoil we thought we left behind. So, how do we really make a difference in the world? Not superficial or fleeting change, but real, meaningful, lasting change. At some moment, and perhaps for you that moment is now, it is rational to seek the origin and purpose of our inner urge to bring change and ask the crucial questions. Are we truly capable of change? Are we willing to change? And the key question, how do we start? Mahatma Gandhi said, if you want to change the world, start with yourself. The Golden Rosy Cross says, if you want to change yourself, start by discovering your true self. Because the starting point of any real change is not just that strong and irresistible urge working through our thoughts, will, and actions. What is essential is to discover the true source and turn to it for guidance so that it becomes the pivot upon which the rest of our entire life balances. Why is this? Mahatma Gandhi explains, we but mirror the world. All the tendencies present in the outer world are to be found in the world of our body. If we could change ourselves, the tendencies in the world would also change. Just as a man changes his own nature, so does the attitude of the world change towards him. This is the divine mystery supreme. A wonderful thing it is, and the source of our happiness. We need not wait to see what others do. We are all so incredibly interconnected and interdependent, so much more than we even realize. And of course, recognizing our interconnectedness is a wonderful thing. But hidden in Gandhi's words is a crucial message as to why we must change the basis of our interconnectedness. Because, in fact, the source from which we draw our motivation and our inspiration and our strength determines how we act and react, and therefore whether we lift ourselves and the world up into the divine mystery supreme, or trap ourselves and the world in another cycle of suffering. When we discover the source of our reactions, our consciousness, our will, then we will recognize what determined our past experiences, what defines our present conditions, and from where we can create our future. If we just wait to see what others do, then we will remain ignorant of the true being that we are destined to be, our true self. Therefore, our greatest goal is to recognize that we are immersed in a great illusion, the illusion that we perceive reality objectively. We are so immersed in our I-centered thoughts, in the contortions of our emotions and desires, and the straitjacket of our habits, that we do not realize that, in fact, we do not understand, do not connect, and do not love the people and the situations that surround us in a real, pure, neutral, and objective way. We see in others only a reflection of ourselves with all our imperfections and illusions, and we react accordingly. We need to become aware of the objective reality that surrounds us. And this can only happen when we observe the world and ourselves from the deepest inner silence, the stillness of a space in which we see people and situations objectively, no longer through the invisible veil of our own subjectivity. This new perspective can only come from a conscious choice as to which guiding force, which anchor, which basis we will live from. Is it the ego, or is it the other one, the spirit within us? Only when the ego lets go, even for a moment, can we discover the key, the spirit spark of the renewing element of the divine that dwells within us. Because the ultimate breakthrough that arises on any path to true spiritual freedom is that which we find within ourselves. So, what matters above all else is our starting point. If we start on the basis of the ego, we will return to the ego. If we start on the basis of the spirit, we will return to the spirit. It is that simple. So then, when we have changed the basis of our life, when the inner transformation has begun to manifest within us, then we can ask, how can I change the world? How far can one individual's sphere of influence and activity extend in these times of change and turmoil? Can I really make a difference for my fellow human beings? Is my consciousness really capable of manifesting beyond my individuality to help liberate humanity and the world? Well, in fact, our capacity to change the world is only limited by the barriers we place between ourselves and others. Nothing else can hinder our service to the world and humanity. So, what does it actually take to really make a difference? We could ask, what if Arjuna had ignored Krishna and not gone into battle against his relatives? What if Jesus had not remained silent as he stood before Pilate? What if all the parfaits at Montségur had just slipped away into the night? What if Gandhi had just paid the salt tax? If these embassies of the light had just played it safe, would we have heard of them? Would they have made such a meaningful difference in the world? So, in a nutshell, what does the call to change the world and to save humanity really demand from us? Well, dear friends, thankfully the answer is very simple. Everything. Christ wasn't joking when he said to the rich young man, "Now go, sell all you have and follow me." Krishna was serious when he warned Arjuna, "You are not entitled to the fruits of your actions. Never consider yourself to be the cause of the results of your activities, nor be attached to an inaction." And Lao Tzu wasn't spouting platitudes when he said, "Those who seek knowledge collect something every day. Those who seek the way let go of something every day." If we truly wish to walk the spiritual path, our so-called spiritual treasures are exactly what we must let go of. Let go of any concern for our own salvation, whatever we think that means. Let go of our self-imposed limitations and beliefs, and start working, guided by the Spirit, for the liberation of all humanity. Because keeping within our hearts, in the deepest, darkest corner of our being, any concern for ourselves is an illusion. It is nothing more than egocentrism. It is the definition of self-centeredness. Perhaps you realize this already, because the path devoid of egocentrism is the path that you walk for others, not for yourself, and certainly not for your I-being, for your own sake, for your own salvation. And that is the difference between the two paths that lie before us as seekers of the truth. Will we continue down our path of experience, still working from the self, the ego, just going around in circles only to arrive back where we started, disillusioned? Or will we start from the spirit spark and enter an ascending spiral, helping to raise the all towards the fulfillment of its true purpose? Friends, if you really want to change the world, then establish in your being that conscious connection with the spirit spark, the divine spark. That is the key to change, the key to fulfilling the true purpose of our being. For only through the fire of the Spirit burning within us are we able to transform the forces and essences that comprise our soul. And only through the transformed soul can we become agents for true change in ourselves, in our fellow human beings, and in the world we live in. And therein lies the secret to serving the world and humanity. As a man changes his own nature, so does the attitude of the world change towards him.